The problem with thoughts are thoughts. It provides a framework that's very weak. If the individual who's suffering then happens to confront, to get a disease which humans can get in life, let's say they did get HIV, then they do not have any tools to deal with that. Thoughts are thoughts now no longer works at all. It's like sticking a sticking plaster on a wet wall. It will just slide off in 2 seconds. That's what it becomes like, and we're seeing that all the time. People are coming to me all the time saying, I've been taught thoughts are thoughts, I've been taught to leave it there, but now this has happened, this is real, or I've remembered something from the past, this is real, and then it's all gone out the window. And then they would go back and they would say, I don't know, I must be applying it wrong, you're engaging too much. But you can't not engage when you're terrified of something. If you're absolutely terrified of dying or a very painfully drawn out illness, you're going to engage because you're too scared. And to stop that engagement won't be possible with the thoughts are thoughts method because it is too weak. So in those situations, that's where my initial work, when I initially started what I was coming to try and change. So as I was saying in relation to our emotions and feeling so fused to things, that and compelled, that comes in there too. I noticed on the beginning of the journey, which was a struggle, I noticed that I felt compelled. I felt compelled to explain my story. I wanted to be heard in relation to what I'd learnt. I knew that what I had done was worked. I could see it. I could see that the foundation of CBT built by Dr. Albert Ellis and all the work from the Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca the Younger, Epictetus, Diogenes, I could see that all their work had paved the way for me to be able to embody that, to recover, right? So I saw that was possible. I could see it was done, not because it was rocket science, but I'd followed what was needed to be done and then worked on having a better understanding of OCD together, and that brought it together. So I knew that it worked. I could see it, I could experience it, sitting in a chair, no chronic anxiety. You could tell me today, Robert, you have got HIV. Robert, you have got some other disease. I wouldn't like it, but chronically anxious for weeks, that wouldn't happen because the irrational belief isn't there. I can see it's a discomfort. I can see it's frustrating, but I'm not terrified. Before I was terrified. I was going to the doctor twice a week. I was Googling all day and night. I was terrified. If you go through this page, you will see. So I felt compelled at that time to share my story. I felt I'm right. I have to be heard here. And that felt compelling. I was engaging. Instead, I would prefer people to understand, but I don't need to. And then one day at a time, I built the stuff that I do today, one day at a time, building and building and building, because I knew that little by little I could then put together what I had understood and the things that I had learnt so that other people could see it. And I knew if more people saw it and more people recovered, then the message would be spread. And that's what I work on today. But in life, you will always be met with criticism. You will always be met with adversity. And you will not be able to sway those who do not see it that way and choose to not see it that way. You are not going to be able to administer reason to those who are not using it in the discussion. So the reason I'm telling you this is people message me all day long saying, I'm so angry people don't understand my OCD. I'm so angry that people don't understand this. I'm so angry. And I say, you people, humans, can only see it from the perspective that they're currently viewing the world. Through the lens that they're looking out at the world, which is shaped by their beliefs and their perspectives. That's how they see it. And they're not going to sway. And if they're not open to changing, then you can't move.